YouTube. Here we have the Facebook group. There we have Instagram. So, hello, I'm super excited to be having this conversation with you. Today, we are talking about being well loved. Hey, see Freedom, so good to see you here. Today, we are talking about being well loved. I am excited for this conversation because lots of times when we talk about being well loved, whenever I even mention being well loved, folks just automatically assume that we're talking about how to get a man or how to get a husband. And that's not what we're talking about. While that is a side effect, I'll say, or a symptom of being well loved. So if you are here on Facebook, or there on Instagram, here on YouTube, make sure that you are sharing, commenting, saying hi, asking any questions that you have, because I'm here to answer any questions that are on the floor. Hi, brother. So good to see you here. My little brother is in the building. But first things first. First things first. If you know a woman who, just one, doesn't have to be a bunch. If you know a woman who would benefit from following feminine success, from hearing this message, you're here all the time, hearing these amazing messages, hit the little paper plane at the bottom here on Facebook, hit the share button and share with at least one friend. Sharing is caring, y'all. So make sure that you share with at least one woman. Hey, Steve, so good to see you here today. So today is such an exciting topic because I want to talk about being well loved in every area of your life. If you are new to feminine success, if you're new to feminine success over here on YouTube, Facebook, or here on Instagram, I'm Yaya Smith. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of four amazing children and a coach to a phenomenal client community. And the thing that I support women with is creating the life that they truly want from the inside out. So I help you to look at the four key areas of your life. We talk about them in Feminine Success, and I'm going to talk about them more today. And that's your thought life, where everything starts, your home life, where you plant yourself, your environment, your work life, doing work that you absolutely love and being paid what you deserve, and your relationships, building healthy, solid relationships that can stand the test of time, that support you in the truest sense. And so that's what I help women with. And I've had people say, well, that seems like a lot of things to work on at one time. But if you think about your everyday life, these are elements that are at play every single day in your life. Every day you're going home or somewhere like home. Every day you are operating in a relationship, whether it's a work relationship or it's an online relationship or it's a friendship or parent-child relationship. Every day you are dealing with relationships. Every day your thoughts are creating your reality, right? And every day, if you are working, you want to be doing work that you love. And so when you think about feminine success, when you think about improving your life, when you think about bettering your life, I want you not to think about it as, oh my God, I have to fix everything all at once. But there's a better way to do life, and I'm already doing life. You're already doing life. But if you can look at some areas of your life and say, you know what? I've been struggling with this thing for a long time, and I am really ready to end that struggle. I am really ready for things to feel easier. I am really ready for my relationships to feel healthier, for my relationships to feel more joyful, more passionate, for my work to feel less like a burden and more like a purpose, then you are in the right place. I just had to let y'all know that. So I guess I can start off by sharing my personal story with you guys. Are y'all here for hearing my story? Let me know. I don't like to just be dumping on people, like just venting to folks, and you don't want to hear that anyways. Let me know if you are ready for today's message and to learn a little bit about me, learn a little bit about what brought me here, what makes me so passionate about teaching these things. Let me know really quickly while y'all stop being shy and decide to give me some answers and say, yes, I'm ready. I am going to call my husband. Husband! Oh, goodness. Can you bring me a cup of water, please? Steve says, say it. So Steve is ready. See, Freedom says she's ready. Season Ash says, tell it, sis. I'm here. You're not casting. I have my notepad ready. So obviously, Spice Lab, you have been around for a minute because you never show up to a Feminine Success Live without a notebook. All right. So, okay. All right. Let's just talk about me for a minute. How did I even get here? Because this is not my first business. I'll start there. This is not my first business. And I did not start out as a businesswoman. My goal for myself was to, and I hate to say this, I hate to say it in this way, but it really is the truth. I wanted to be a housewife who never had to work, never had to do anything but raise my children and make jams and jellies, and my husband did all the work. That was what I wanted for myself. And I will say, for the first 5 years of our marriage, that's exactly how my life looked. I became a mom at 20. I got married at 23. Well, I became a mom at 21. I got married at 23. And from 23 until about 27, 26, I was just home with my kids, raising my babies, homeschooling, the whole nine, growing food in the yard, all of that, which are things that I still do, still homeschool my children, still grow food, still enjoy a very Southern existence. However, what I realized when I got there was that I had acquired and accomplished all of the things that I said I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to not work, but I wanted to just be able to do my creative endeavors from home, not really have to worry about making anything profitable. I just want to have fun with it and enjoy it. Okay, that was my life. That was my life. But I got there. I got to the point where I had accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish. I had acquired a family, an amazing husband. We have a beautiful community of friends and family, and I resented it. I did not feel fulfilled. I felt every day like there has got to be more to the story for me. I was not living my full potential, but I was surrounded by people like so many successful women are. And this is the thing, success is not defined by your career. Success is defined by, are you living the life that you saw for yourself? Are you living the life that you know is meant for you? And so by that standard, I was successful, but I wasn't fulfilled. And like so many successful women, I was hearing people around me say, well, you should be grateful. What are you complaining about? Why are you even worried about that? Why do you want more? What more do you want? And I knew that there was more for me. There was something that was nagging me in my gut that said, this is not it for you. It didn't mean that mothering my children wasn't enough or loving on my husband wasn't enough. It didn't mean any of that, but it did mean that that wasn't it. That wasn't all. And so when I got to that point, I asked myself a question that a lot of women ask themselves, especially when you have spent most of your life doing what people have told you that you should do, or you've spent most of your life trying to prove people wrong, trying to prove to them that you could do what they said you couldn't do. Because folks told me you shouldn't get married young. You can't, you can't, you can't marry the kind of man you want to marry because there aren't enough of them left. You can't have the life you want to have because Black women are housewives and we don't have that kind of luxury, all the things. And I really wanted to prove that that was possible. But when you live your life either A, based on what people tell you you should do, or B, based on what they've told you can't do, you get to a point where you have to ask yourself, is this what I really want? And that was the question that I had to ask myself. What do I really want? We talked yesterday about knowing your mind, about being clear on the thoughts that are holding you back. I had to get to know my mind. What do I really want? Outside of trying to prove to people that I can have what they said I couldn't have, outside of trying to prove to my father that I could be the young woman he wanted me to be, outside of trying to prove to my mother this, that, and the third, what do I really want? And when I discovered what I really wanted, yes, I still wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and still am to this day. Yes, I still wanted to be fully present, fully loving, and well loved by my husband. But I also wanted to make an impact and be well loved for who I really was. Not just what I could produce for my family, not just what I could produce for my husband or be for my husband, but who I truly was at my core. And so when I realized that for myself, that I wanted to be loved and I wanted to be supported, and I also wanted to be well paid, that's when I hired my coach. And honestly, I know, yes, I'm a coach. So it's like, of course, you're a coach. You're going to say that. My life has not been the same since. So I hired a coach, and I'll tell you, the first month, I was like, what is going on? What is this? But when I hired her, there were a few things that she gave me that I had not gotten before. The first thing was permission to be my whole self. Maybe you can resonate with this, but I am from or I have experienced in my upbringing, in my life, many times that feeling of, and the antagonism that happens when you want to be great at everything. And on the one hand, I had my mom saying, you have to make A's, you need to make straight A's, A+ all the time. And then at school, I had folks saying, but you think you're too much, and you think you're too smart, and you're so extra, and put your hand down, you always have the answer. So there was this like, who am I? Like, I can't please you and I can't please you, so let me just turn into myself. And I had that mindset all over my life. I carried that from childhood into adulthood, this idea that on the one hand, I need to please people, and on the other hand, I need to prove people wrong. What my coach gave me was permission to be who I am, not who I'm expected to be, not what someone told me I couldn't be, couldn't do, but to be all of myself. I remember telling my coach one day, we were just in conversation, and I'm in her mastermind program. So we were talking, and I was like, well, actually, we were setting up, because I am the person, I try to show up early for everything and leave late. I showed up about a half day early for a mastermind that we were having, and I'm helping her set up. And I say, oh, well, I'm just extra. I'm just extra. And she looked at me and stopped me in the middle of us setting up. We were setting up a house. She said, you're not extra, you're you. And I had already been building this business, but what I realized was that was the thing that had been holding me back, was the idea that I can't do too much. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to step on any toes. I don't want to make anyone feel that I'm ungrateful or that I'm better than them. I don't want to ask for too much. Look at my life already. What more should I ask for? She gave me permission to not only ask for everything that I want, but to go for everything that I want. And the second thing that she gave me, because permission is one thing, she gave me strategy to not only execute in my business, but to execute in my life. So one of the things that I looked for, and a lot of folks, I know, you're in a place, we just went through 2020, and most of us are in a place where we are making a huge transition in your life. And you need guidance, but you want to know, how do I pick the right guidance? I don't want to invest in something that's not going to get me to where I really need to be, or there's going to be a whole bunch of fluff and all these different things, right? So what I look for are results. I look for not only results, because tons of people have results. Does this person have results that I would want to replicate in my life? And have they been able to help other people replicate those results? So my coach, her name is Mia Redrick, by the way. My coach is a mother of 3. She has invested almost $1 million in her children's education. She is very present, has been present in her children's life, at home with her children, at every game, at every bake sale, their whole life, while building a multiple 7-figure business from the comfort of her home. That was what I needed. I needed those kinds of answers. How do I show up as the woman that I want to be for my family, for the people that I love, and also do the thing that I love and be well loved for it? And so those were the things that she gave me, were the strategy and also the permission. But here's the thing. Strategy and permission are great. Permission helps you to open up and blossom. Strategy gives you the steps that you need to take. But I needed to commit. And that was all on me. Your commitment to actually having what you say you want, being well loved, being well supported, being well paid, the commitment to actually making it happen, to making it real for you, to stepping into that lifestyle is on you. And I had to commit to more than just doing the work, because most of us can commit to doing the work. Raise your hand if you have ever committed to getting something done and gotten it done. Give me a raised hand emoji. You committed to your degree, you got it done. You committed to your marriage, you got it done. You committed to whatever it was, building the business, starting the business, doing the work, being a great mom, you got it done. Okay? But oftentimes, when it comes time for us to commit to the intangible things that we want for ourselves, fulfillment is intangible. And when it comes time for us to commit to those things, many times we don't, because we don't know what steps to take next. So today, I want to share with you. I know y'all were like, Yaya is coming with 10 steps today. I am not. I am sharing with you the actual guide that you get with the Feminine Success Master Training, so that you can see how you are going to create being well loved in every area of your life. So if you are on, and I just got it printed, if you are on YouTube, Facebook, here you go. If you're on Instagram, here you go. And I really want to walk you guys through this so that you can see how it breaks down, how it actually supports your life. So it's 5 parts. When you get the guide, you are able to print it out and either have it bound in one book, like I've done here, or as 5 separate workbooks. Okay, so 5 workbooks are basically what you're getting. But if you bind it in one book, you'll realize that it really is a guide for every area of your life, for those 4 key areas: your thought life, your home life, your work life, and your relationship. So the first part of the guide is your mindset mastery. Feminine Mindset Mastery. And we walk through. I know y'all are like, oh, I need to talk softer. I need to be nicer. I need to be sweeter. I need to. No, no, no. That's not what we're doing here. That's not what we're doing here. We are here to recognize who you truly are, who you are at your core, deeper than other people's expectations of you, deeper than who you've been told you should be or what you've been told you can't be. Nicole says, this book has literally changed my life. This first part is all about you recognizing you. When I told you guys yesterday and I told you guys today that one of the first things that I had to do was get clear on what I actually wanted. I had to get to know my mind. If you want to protect your mental, you've got to get to know your mind. You got to know what's going on in your mind. And so often we are playing the tapes over and over again that we've gotten throughout our life, so much so that we don't even realize that those things are running our lives. So here you create your personal mission statement, and I walk you through the process to actually do that. And this is my favorite part. My favorite part. It's called Go Back and Get Her. This is where I walk you through going back, and it's several pages, going back and getting the real you. The you that you were before the world told you who you should be. Yes. And then we walk through a few exercises. So the first exercise is to name it. So often, how do I get the book? Yes, you get the book by joining the Feminine Success Master Training. The link is in my bio. But the first thing after we've gotten clear on who you are, you go back and get the inner girl. Most of us are walking around with inner children that can act up sometimes. And what really needs to happen there is so many people have told her to sit down, to be quiet, to be seen and not heard, that she should be a doctor instead of a dancer, that she should be an accountant instead of an artist, that you forgot who you really were. And so through this process, we name your significant successes, your significant accomplishments, because I don't want you to forget about those things, but also the challenges, also the rewards that came along with those things. And then we go into the losses. Oftentimes, a loss is what deters us, or a really difficult lesson is what deters us from pursuing our goals and dreams. And here's the thing about being well loved. Whenever I talk about being well loved, I talk about the fact that most of us are loved for the mask that we wear. Yes, you can be loved without being well loved. Because if folks are loving the fake you, they're not loving you well. You're not getting what you need. You're not really getting the support that you need because the real you is not on display. Your real needs are not on display. Your real desires and goals are not on display. And so we go in and figure out where you lost you and get you back. All right. That is specifically for the woman who feels like, you know what, my life doesn't even feel like my own anymore. This doesn't feel like it for me, but what is it? What does fulfillment really feel like for me? What do I really want? All right. So then we go into describing, once you get clear on those things, fully describing what you desire for your life. You got space, okay? You have space to write it out. You're more than welcome, for those who have the book already or who are signing up for the master training, to use even more paper, to print these pages out more than once, because once you have the file, you have the file. All right. And then we go into your success development chart. So we go into each key area of your life and define what what the big goal is for that area that defines success for you. And we also look at how those things intersect. Because to me, one of the things that can make coaching, training, taking courses and things like that overwhelming is when it's difficult to integrate it into what you're already doing in your life. And my goal is to give you a guide as well as a program, a true course that walks you through how you integrate this into your lifestyle, not just when I'm watching the course, I'm doing it. And then when I go over here in my life, I turn all that off and I go back to my life. No, this is about a lifestyle shift, complete shift. All right. And shifts don't have to be a struggle. Let me just clarify that. Okay. Shifts don't have to be a struggle. You can shift with ease. Think about it. Does a flower struggle to bloom, or does it just open up? All right. Nicole says, this helped me so much with going through my Wharton certification program as well. Ooh, listen. Come on now. Then we go into your needs. Once you know the life that you want, what do you need on a day-to-day basis to make it sustainable for you to have that? What are those needs that you have that are your intangible needs, your environmental needs, and your material needs? You get explanation of all those needs as well as space to map it out. All right. It's my second favorite part because the cycle of sabotage gets us all. So raise your hand if you have ever started a program, started a coaching situation, gone to therapy, and you start off strong. You're good at first. And as you go along, you just start to fall off. You start to self-sabotage. And you tell yourself, why do I do this every time? Why does this always happen? Right here, we walk you through the cycle of sabotage, what actually happens when you self-sabotage, and then how to undo that. So you get an example cycle, and then you also have these wonderful blanks that you're able to come and fill in and be honest with yourself. Only you are reading this, okay? All right. So don't lie to yourself in this book. So we go through your cycles of sabotage and then your cycle of success. How do you shift that cycle that's sabotaging you, that has you spiraling or settling or staying in a place that you know you shouldn't be, and turn it into a cycle of success? That's what comes next. I'm telling y'all, this book, if your life isn't changed already, just hearing all this good stuff, I don't even know. And then the last page of the first workbook is something that once you get it, I recommend, if you don't print out any of the other pages more than once, that you print this one more than once, because this is such a great practice. It's the letter to yourself. The letter to yourself. What some of the women have done with this, we actually also do this at the Feminine Success Retreat. But what some of the women have done with this is once you get clear on where the disconnect happens for you, there may be several different places in your life where the disconnect happened, whether it was someone who told you you couldn't be something or couldn't do something, or someone who told you that your idea wasn't good enough. And so you moved into something else when you knew you wanted to do that other thing. You're going to go back and write a letter to that version of you to help her meet you where you are so that you as a whole woman can move forward in your life. When I tell y'all this is a transformational course, it's a transformational course. It's a transformation for real. I haven't seen anything like it, and I've been doing this for a long time. And that's not because I created it. I really, really went deep on this one. But the master class, the master training, it walks you through this in guided lessons every single day. All right. So the second part is what I think everyone loves this part. Everyone who has come through has been like, this is my favorite part. Oh my goodness. This has helped me so much in my home life. Single women, married women, single moms, everybody. And that's well-managed home systems. So I am not walking you through how to organize your house here. That's not what we're doing. Not walking you through how to decorate. That's not what we're doing. Okay. Home systems really talks about how to get everyone in your home on the same page. All right. How to create teamwork in your home amongst your family. And if you are single, how to create a support system around your home space so that in your home you're supported, in your work you're supported. When you're not well and you need people to be there for you, you are supported. Everyone needs that. And that's truly my belief. My belief is that home is where we plant ourselves. It is the soil where we plant ourselves daily. It is the refuge where we go daily to recharge. And every woman deserves to feel that. Every man deserves to feel that as well. But we're talking about feminine success right now. So, and one of the things that is so powerful is that most of the married women who have come through the master training program have said, Yaya, I went into my husband's office and I found part 2 in his office. I thought I had lost my workbook and there it was. He was doing the workbook. Okay. So this part is really, really great. It talks about your home life goals, creating goals within your home, and also a mission statement within your home. What do you want your space to feel like? What are the goals of the other people in your home? Yes, a good support system is vital for a balanced life. What are the goals of others in your home? One of the things that creates a lack of intimacy, connection, communication in our home is that we're not seeing and hearing each other. So this gives you a guided approach to sitting down and having those conversations, as well as worksheets, a couple worksheets actually, in this section. I think there are about 23 pages in this section that are easy to complete, but worksheets so that you all can get clear on that. Then you have a space where you are able to integrate your goals. So let's say you are, I'll give the example of my client, Stephanie. My client, Stephanie, is a young woman. She still stays at home with her parents. Everyone in her home is an adult. But their communication was really off because everyone in the house was an adult. And there was this feeling of, well, I shouldn't have to tell you anything because you're grown and I'm grown and we all see what's going on around here. So everyone should know what's happening. But what if your spouse or your brother or your roommate has a different idea of what they want home to feel like, and you don't even know it? Because naturally, as human beings, we all think that our way is the right way. We all think, well, why wouldn't you want it my way? Right? So this gives you a space where you can find out your needs, their needs, our needs, and then integrate those and see where they intersect, where they cross, so that you can make sure that everyone in the home can make sure that everyone is well loved and well supported. Okay, so this gives you, it takes being well loved and well supported. It takes creating teamwork and a support system in your life from the abstract into the tangible by giving you a clear framework for making it happen. All right. Here is the household member assessment. I think this was everyone's favorite part because most people have never done this. So, here in the assessment, you assess the needs, the triggers, the goals, and the fears of each person in your home. Needs, triggers, goals, and fears of each person in the home. This is not for you to walk around saying, well, what are your needs? What are you? No, this is for you to sit down together and have conversation around these things. Okay. And when you know what everybody's needs are, what everybody's triggers are, what everyone's goals are, what their fears are, it's much easier to create a peaceful and supportive home environment, right? When other people know what your needs are, what your triggers are, it's a lot easier for folks not to trigger you when they know what triggers you. Okay. So the member assessment, and there are a couple pages just in case you have a bigger household so that you are able to make sure that everyone is covered. All right. And then we have a section that allows you to connect the dots. Once you know the needs, triggers, goals, and fears, these questions will allow you to connect the dots for each person in your home. And I think my favorite part of the home life portion is the SWOT analysis. We do a SWOT analysis for each member of the home team. So the home team could obviously be your family. The home team could also be your network of friends. If I were a single woman today, I'd have a group of single women and we all have commitments to support each other in different ways. So that's one way to build a support system as a single woman. One way. There are a couple ways. The SWOT analysis, though, allows you to step out of the space of, because I tell y'all this all the time, just because a person says, no, I can't help you, doesn't mean that the help is not available to you. So when you're able to analyze, I was going to say analyze, analyze the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for each person within your home, then you are less likely to be frustrated because you're asking folks for help that they just can't give you. Or you're hinging and depending on someone to show up when reliability is not their strength. And yes, we can say, well, they should be more reliable, but we don't live in the world of should. We live in the world of what is. And this allows you to find out what is and optimize for what is. So many people, we talk about optimizing for our businesses all the time, but have you optimized your life? Have you optimized your home systems? I think that could be helpful. I definitely think optimizing your home systems could be helpful. It's definitely worked for the women in my community. If you think that having a guide to help you optimize every area of your life will be helpful, give me a raised hand emoji. Give me a raised hand emoji. At the end of this home life portion is your home life game plan. So you're able to get clear on the tasks that are needed to be done, what is needed within the home, what member is the strongest in that area, is able to commit to that area and give support in that area. All right. Okay. And then we have at the end, there's a check-in. So quarterly, I recommend, sometimes if you are just getting started, this is something that you will want to do monthly, or even if, and I've had women go through this where this has helped them to overcome say you've been having the same argument with your partner for the last 6 months. This has helped them to overcome that, but then they're looking at how do we not go back down that road? By having regular check-ins. This check-in is filled in for you here, and then you have blank space here to fill in for yourself if there are other areas that you need to check in. But what this specifically does is help you to make sure that everyone still feels safe, seen, and understood, that everyone still is feeling like a team, that everyone feels supported, including yourself. The beautiful thing about this, and I have bought, I'm like the easiest person to sell to ever. Okay. I have bought so many planners, so many home life binders, so many, all of it. And one common mistake that I have found in all of them is that they leave mom out. They leave the woman out. The person who is actually planning the life is not considered in the planner. The tasks are considered, the to-do list is considered, the calendar and schedule for everyone else is considered. But are your needs being met? How do you feel right now? Are you being taken care of? Those are the things that are often missing. And some of the people with the best planned life still don't feel fulfilled because of that, because the guides that you have are not guiding you inward. So this handles the outer life, your outer environment, but also the inner environment. So let's get into the next portion, which is about being well paid. Well loved, well paid, well supported. That's my ethos. I believe that every woman deserves to do work that she loves and be well paid for it, deserves to love fully and be well loved in return, and deserves to be well supported. And so, again, this master training walks you through the 5 key areas. Here we talk about being well paid and doing purposeful work. All right, in part 3. And this section is not super long, it's not super drawn out, it's none of that. It's really helping you get clear on what your vision is for yourself. This is called Talk That Talk. And the question is, what would the biggest, boldest version of you do to have an impact on others while generating income? If you're already doing it, this is a space to write a bigger vision for what you're already doing. If you're not doing it and you're stuck doing work that you don't love, what I can tell you is home isn't going to feel good. Your thought life isn't going to feel good, because doing things that you don't love really increases your doubt in yourself. It decreases your confidence and your feeling that you can take that next step. You can start that business, right? So here, you're going to talk that talk. You're going to look at what the biggest vision of your freedom looks like, what the biggest vision of your income and your impact looks like for you. And then you are going to map out the path to that. These are a little bit light, but we walk through a map. Time, money, freedom. This is not the femininity course where we're afraid to talk about money. Nope. We're going to talk about it. Okay. So we talk about that time, money, freedom continuum and how you can make that a reality for yourself, where you're not trading time for dollars, but you're more intentional about how you're using your time. You're more intentional about what you want to be paid and who you want to pay you. Because lots of us are charging what we want, but the people who are paying us what we want aren't the people we really want to be working with. I hope I didn't step on any toes there. I hope I didn't step on any toes. Y'all know, I know a couple of y'all know what it looks like to be accepting every single client that comes knocking on your door, and now you're tired and stressed out and exhausted, and the business that you built for freedom now has made you a slave. I know, I've been there. I told y'all this isn't my first business. All right. So then we go into unpacking your money bags. Unpacking your money bags is about you getting to the root of what is your money mindset. What is the baggage that you're carrying around money, around charging more, around doing work that you actually love? Is the bag, I can't be paid for that? One of my friends is a millionaire and he's an artist. You can be paid for it. So we're going to unpack those bags and get clear on what are the things that are holding you back when it comes to your money. Just like we got clear on what was holding you back when it came to your softness, when it came to living a life that truly fulfills you, when it came to stepping into your real potential, we're going to unpack those bags here as well. So we have a couple pages of unpacking your money bags. Why? Because most of us have more than one money bag. Most of us have more than one mindset idea that holds us back when it comes to money. And then we are here untangling your money knots. Untangling your money knots is all about creating better money habits. Better money habits. I can't tell you how many women say to me, I want to be softer, I want to be feminine, but I got to work, Yaya. I want to be softer, I want to be feminine, but I have to be independent because I'm the only one taking care of things. Or I want to be softer, I want to be feminine, but these men out here. Money is a masculine force as well. And when you get the masculine in your life together, you will start to notice that shift in every area of your life where the masculine shows up. That includes your relationships. Okay, so here you are walked through untangling your money knots. All right, we go through creating your idea for what your brand is, the brand of you, not necessarily, oh, I'm going to sell t-shirts or I'm going to sell my sauce, which you can, but beneath that, if all of that went away, how would you still show up and do what you love and have it feel good for your consumer? This is what we talk about here. Getting clear on where you truly do shine so that no matter what product is attached to you, you can still show up and shine. One of the things that informed this is Start With Why by Simon Sinek. And I love Start With Why because it really starts with, why do I want to create this thing? But I kind of went deeper here, and I'm starting with who. Start with who you are so that you can build your why on top of that. That means that you never have to worry about losing yourself to your career. You never have to worry about losing yourself to your product or your business. Okay, nor do you have to worry about, well, what if things change? What am I going to do then? Because no matter what changes, you're always you. And my dad taught me early in my life, you take you wherever you go. And so if you know who you are, if you know what you're good at, if you know why it's valuable, if you know how to present it to people, then it doesn't matter what changes in the world, you still have the ability to create income, to create security for yourself. When I hear a woman say, you know, Yaya, I want to be soft, but these men, or I want to have more freedom, but my job. What I realize is that that woman has not realized her power to create security for herself. Every woman and man has both masculine and feminine. And sometimes we're so focused on tapping into that feminine side that we don't forget how to use our masculine side, but we don't know how to leverage masculinity. Most of what we've learned about masculinity is also tied to survival. But here in Feminine Success, you are going to learn how to use your masculine and feminine to create success in your life so that you don't need anybody to give you room to be soft. You don't need anyone to make room for you to be free. You don't need your job to say, well, you know what? We're going to let you work remote. No, because you're able to create the experiences that you want for yourself. All right. And you have a process for doing it. All right. Then we go into attracting invested people. So often, we talk about raising your prices and doing this and doing that and raising your standards, even if we're talking about relationships. But then you raise your standards and you still don't know how to attract the man. Like you raise your prices and you still don't know how to attract clients, buyers, invested people. We go into attracting people who are invested in shift, invested in transformation. All right. Fourth section, well-loved woman. I love talking about love. I love talking about love. I love relationships. And this portion is really designed to help you be loved in a way that feels safe for you, in a way that feels supportive for you, and in a way that does not diminish who you are as a woman. This section walks you through the ABCs, as I call it, of your relationships. That includes accountability, how to hold people accountable. Yes, how to hold a man accountable, how to hold your mama accountable, how to hold your brother, your father, yes, all those people. How to hold folks accountable in respectful ways. But also so that they know that's not okay. How to build boundaries that don't just keep people out. Boundaries that also keep people close. If you have ever been hurt, felt disrespected, felt betrayed, and you have built a wall, first, let's start there. Raise your hand. If you have built a wall because you were hurt, you felt betrayed, you were angry, and you were like, listen, I'm doing me and I'm not focused on these people. I've tried. I'm done with it. I'm not doing it anymore. Let me see a hand. Let me see a hand. And then if you've built that wall and then you looked up and realized, dang, now it's just me by myself. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's just me. What am I going to do now? Where are my friends? Where are my people? What am I going to do? And now it feels lonely. Let me see a hand. Because one thing we don't talk about when we talk about boundaries are that boundaries don't just keep folks out. Boundaries don't just show you, don't cross this line, don't come in. But it also shows people, hey, if we are in relationship, don't go too far out either. I don't want you to completely separate from me. But when we know how to build walls and not boundaries, they only operate one way. Okay, so I'm showing you here how to build boundaries, how to create boundaries in your life that operate both ways, that give you the intimacy that you need, but also give you the security that you need. All right, helping you connect the dots between your masculine and your feminine in this discovering you section. It gives you guided questions. You don't have to think about any of it yourself. You don't have to try to figure it out. I am anti figure it out unless I absolutely have to. Listen, folks have made mistakes. Folks have created things so that you no longer have to spend the next decade of your life figuring out things that are available to you. So then we go into, in your relationships, if I had it all my way. This is where you get to fantasize, you get to dream, you get to really put down on paper what you want your relationships to look like. And you're able, again, to print this out for the different relationships in your life. If you're struggling in your relationships on the family side, print a couple of these out for your cousins. Okay, you don't have to give them to your cousins, but get clear on what you want those relationships to look like. Your father relationship. I know I had to heal my relationship with my father, and have walked several clients through that. The mother relationship, your spouse relationship, your relationship with your children. We had a woman come through cohort 4, I believe, who used this to work through her relationship with her son, her grown son. So know that this well-loved woman relationship tools portion is not just about your romantic relationships. Yes, those are the fun ones, but it's also about all the relationships in your life. All right. So then we go into mapping your relationship patterns, getting clear on the patterns that you've experienced in your relationship thus far and how to break those patterns. All right. Noticing yourself in relationships. I have about 5 of these that are completely filled out in my own personal planner because I have to notice me. I'm super introspective. If you are introspective, what this allows you to do is be introspective without being self-deprecating. This allows you to look at yourself in those relationships without saying, it's all my fault. It's all me. There must be something wrong with me. And then we go into noticing them, because it is a two-way street. It is a two-way street. And often when we as women are having difficulties in our relationship, we look at ourselves completely. We feel bad for saying that someone else had something wrong. Some of us feel fine and we blame everything on other people. That's what the noticing you section is for, so you can self-reflect. But for the most part, a lot of women feel like, what did I do wrong? What is wrong with me? This gives you an opportunity to also look at what really hurt me, what really crossed the line, what really was the issue on their part as well. All right. We also have SWOT analysis in this section. This is specifically for your relationships. The other SWOT analysis was specifically for your home life. And then you have pages that support you in mapping out what your ideal relationship feels like. All right. So, and then last page, what is your commitment to you? You're going to write another letter to yourself here, because often when we go into relationships, we're looking to commit to others. What is your commitment to you here? All right. You really will start to flesh that out when you go through the relationship patterns page or pages, depending on how many you use. When you go through those patterns and you start to see, when this happens, then I do this and it ends up like this. You're able to recommit to yourself, what you truly want relationships to look like, feel like, what your responses should be. And you have space for that. You have space to write it all down. I feel like when we write things down with real pen and real paper, we make them real. Yes, you can keep this digital. You can use it on your desktop, laptop, whatever have you. But I really love writing things down and how that really shifts the energy around the thing. And so the 5th portion of the book is all about sustaining soft power. And I don't even really have to walk you through it to help you understand what it's really about. It's really helping you to understand that doing life alone is not the way to go. Okay. DIYing it, figuring it out, having to do it without the tools and the community that you really need will keep you in a cycle of struggle. You have a big life, big dreams, big goals, a big destiny. Don't try to lift all of that on your own. In order to sustain the ability to be soft, you have got to open, not close yourself up, but open yourself up to being well supported, to being well loved, to being well paid, and in community, surrounded by other women who are saying, softness is important to me too. Here's how I am sustaining that and also sustaining success. This is not about you being a pushover. This is not about you being a doormat. None of that. This book itself is like a huge accountability guide. So being a doormat and accountability don't even go in the same sentence. Because a lot of women have said that, Yaya, I'm so interested in taking your course. I want to do it. But my grandmother was very feminine and she was a doormat. Or my mother was very feminine and she was a doormat. That's not real femininity. I'm going to just tell you the truth. It's not. It is the image of femininity, but it's not the essence of femininity. The essence of femininity is not a doormat. It's not easily pushed over. And the reason that we use the word soft to describe it is because the feminine is like water. When you truly find your flow, you can fit anywhere. There is room for you everywhere. Okay. But many women are like ice. We harden ourselves. We try to shield and protect ourselves, and we actually end up making ourselves more vulnerable that way, less fulfilled that way. And so this guide, it's 106 pages, y'all. This guide is designed to, and it's not all 106 pages for you to write on, okay? For those of you who are like, oh, that's so long. No, there's like some other stuff and the cover page and all that. But it's 106 pages to support you with clear systems for every area of your life, your thought life, your home life, your work life, and your relationships. Okay. A couple of the questions that I have gotten, Yaya, will this work if I am a mother of a neurodiverse child? So a child that has special needs. Yes, because here's why. I'm not saying this is going to help you with your child, but this will help you with managing your life better. Because again, a lot of the systems that we have, a lot of the systems that we've been introduced to are fully focused on the thing or person that you're helping and not on helping you to make that support sustainable. Lots of the business courses that we take are fully focused on how to put a business together, not who do you need to be to keep that business going, because entrepreneurship will have you pulling your hair out. A lot of relationship courses are focused on what do you need to do? What do you need to wear? What do you need to say to get a man, keep a man, love a man, this, that, and the third? But very rarely are the questions, what do you need to feel loved? What do you need to feel supported? What has not been supported for you so far that others have thought was supporting you? This is all about leading you back to you. The only way for you to be well loved is for you to be truly authentic. The only way for you to be well loved is for you to be following your fulfillment. I didn't say happiness. I said fulfillment. All right. And so here's what comes of this. Here's what happens. Okay. The women who have come through this course, the course is 5 days. And over the 5 days, you complete this workbook, you complete the classes, you watch the classes, you're in the community, you're loving up on each other, you're being loved up on. And over that time, what you realize, one of the most important realizations that women have had. It didn't have to take as long as it took. So many of us are getting degree after degree. Not to say there's anything wrong with getting degrees, nothing at all. Certification after certification, certification after certification, changing jobs, changing men, changing relationships, changing friendships, constantly trying to figure it out. What is really wrong with my life? Maybe I should cut my friends off. Maybe I need to break up with my man. It's like cranes in the sky. It's like cranes in the sky. You try to drink it away, you try to work it away, you try to smoke it away, you try to sex it away, you try to shop it away, you try to degree it away, but that feeling is not changing inside of you that you know. Why doesn't it feel like it's clicked yet? And what women say is, dang, I wish I had learned this earlier, but I'm so glad I'm learning it now. What you prioritize, you systemize. And so understand that nothing outside of yourself, another degree is not going to help it. Another job is not going to help it. Another man is not going to help it if you don't have the tools you need to produce and create true sustainability, true security, and really being well loved and well supported in your life for yourself. But once you have those tools, you can change whatever you want to change. You can get as many degrees as you want to get, and that fulfillment will follow you everywhere you go. Being well loved and well supported will follow you everywhere you go. And so that is what this is designed to do. It is unlike, again, the feminine success system, community, curriculum in general is unlike anything that's out there. But it really is, if you think about, what have I really wanted for myself as a woman? What have I really been looking for? What kind of support have you really, really been looking for? What kind of support is really going to help you get the results that you're looking for? Okay, it's something like this. It is a system. It's not another course that tells you how to create a piece of your success story. All right. It is, how do I make all of my parts feel successful, really successful? So I shared the guide with you. I shared my story with you. And now I'm leaving the floor open for you to ask any questions that you have, to share any comments, commentary that you have. Feel free to use the question button on Instagram. If you're over here on YouTube and Facebook, post your question in the comment and I'll answer it there. Kyla Brown just popped onto Facebook and she says, the talk I didn't know I needed today. I'm glad that you popped on, Kyla. I appreciate you for being here. And thank you all so much over here on Instagram as well. Let me quickly scroll back and see what you guys have been talking about. Okay. Someone says, yeah, stay snatching edges. You know, I try not to snatch as many edges, but sometimes it just comes out that way. Journey of Jody. Hi, Jody says, that's beautiful and inspiring. Shifts don't have to be a struggle. That's so true. Shifts do not have to be a struggle. And so often when we feel ourselves going into transition, when we feel things changing in our life, there is this bracing for the worst that happens. A lot of the bracing for the worst is because you don't know that you will have the tools that you need to manage and navigate the change that's happening. This will support you in that. All right, let's see. Was this recorded? It was. And today I walked you through the Feminine Success Master Training Guide. The different sections of the guide. In essence, it is 5 workbooks, but I have had mine printed and bound as one, because this literally can become like your life Bible. Not like the Bible, but like your personal life. It's not really a planner. Some won't call it a planner. It's literally the story of you, the story of what's been in your way, how you're overcoming that, your strategy for getting to the next steps, your action plan. Once you have the strategy, how are you going to implement and execute it? All that is here for all 4 areas that we cover in Feminine Success, which are your thought life, your home life, your work life, and your relationships. Spice Lab says, I know one of your students, Yaya, and she says the same thing about you. You must be doing a great job with my friend, Nicole. Nicole is amazing. She absolutely is amazing. And I'm grateful that she's out here singing my praises. Let's see. Okay, are there any other questions? Kyla says, how would you describe the difference between happiness and fulfillment? Happiness is fleeting and circumstance-based. So happiness is based on external circumstances. A thing can make you happy, a relationship can make you happy, a person, a joke can make you laugh and make you happy. Buying something new can make you happy. Taking a trip can make you happy. But once that thing is over, or once that thing has, you're now used to it, you need something else to make you happy. You need someone to do something else to make you happy. Okay, this person isn't doing what I need them to do, so I'm not happy in the relationship. Fulfillment, on the other hand, is an inside job that starts from within. Okay, it starts with how you curate an environment in your life. A mental environment, a physical environment, a work environment, and relationship environments that allow you to feel safe, that allow you to feel secure, and that allow you to flourish into your highest potential. You can't be fulfilled and you're not pursuing your highest potential. You're always going to feel like, yeah, that's nice, but that's not it. Okay, so happiness is circumstantial, fulfillment is from the inside out. Thank you so much for your question as well, Kyla. That was a great question. Are there any other questions? And Kyla, was that answer supportive for you? Any questions on Instagram? Any questions? We have cocktails and conversation in Feminine Success School tonight, so I won't stay on forever this evening, but I definitely want to give you guys time to ask your questions if you have them. Any questions? Let's see. Storm Reigns TV says hi. Hi, Storm. All right, y'all. Well, if there are no questions, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you greatly. I hope that this has supported you and it's giving you what you need to know that there is help out there for you. There is support out there for you to truly be well loved. It is not, I've accomplished everything that I need to that I wanted to accomplish, so now I should just be satisfied. If you know that there is more for you, more love, more support, more purpose, more potential, get the support that you need to make that a reality. Get the guidance that you need to make that your reality. All right. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank y'all so much for being here. I hope that I have earned the pleasure of your time this evening, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.